What's up, guys? How are y'all? I hope you are doing well. Have you seen Season 2 of Vikings Valhalla yet? If you haven't, then you should, because Season 2 is wet. I had a blast this season. This season gave me that Vikings feel again. I said this a lot in my Vikings Valhalla Season 1 review, that it just wasn't the same as the original Viking show. After the problems of the first season, I thought I would sit this one out. In the first season, there were a lot of characters who were in the spotlight that I just wasn't interested in watching. The three main characters we followed were Freydis, Leif Erikson, and Harald Sigurdsson. And out of those three, the only mildly interesting one was Leif, along with the England storyline that I really didn't care for at the time. The first season felt like it was trying to force us to like the characters we were just introduced to, without any reason or rhyme as to why to care for them. They did by the end of the first season, but by then, it was too late. I thought they did a better job this time around, and it shows. Even when they introduced new characters this season, they give us a reason to care for them. There were so many great things about this season, and in this video, I want to discuss them all with you. So now we will be getting into a bit of spoilers, so consider this your spoiler warning. Okay, let's start with something that I think Season 2 did way better this time around. The England storyline. In Season 1, the Vikings in Norway agreed to invade England and overthrow the rule after they had broken a truce with the Vikings by slaughtering all the Danes in England. I'm not gonna lie, in the first season I actually liked this. It was really reminiscent of when Ragnar first came to England. The Vikings, including Leif Erikson, his sister Freydis, and Harald Sigurdsson, engage in a bloody battle for England, where Leif almost dies. But he's okay. And after the Vikings win and are able to take control of the country, that's it. England is just boring after that. Except for that unexpected twist with Edmund's death. That was actually interesting. But in Season 2, the England storyline is done really well. I think they did a great job of showing us how crazy Queen Emma is. I love how she really makes Earl Godwin look so much better. And you know that kid that used to accuse you of something you never did in class? Trying to get you in trouble, but just ends up making you look even better? Queen Emma is that kid. This show really made me despise her even more, especially after she took Godwin's wife to be and pretty much just straight up murdered her because she was telling Queen Emma the truth and not what she wanted to hear. And by the end of this storyline, you're low-key kind of hoping that Earl Godwin is secretly planning to kill her because of how much of an awful person she is. So the England plot was good. Freydis in Season 1 was boring. Trash. Garbage. I low-key despised her character. I don't know, she just felt kind of shoehorned into everything. It got real old real quick. In the last season, she went through this arc where she was becoming a shield maiden, and it was deeply boring and uninteresting. Her romance with Harald Sigurdsson wasn't that good. I don't know, I just really didn't like it. But in Season 2, the showrunners completely scrapped that entire romance altogether. And big shout out to them because I just didn't like the direction they were going with that side arc. This season, Freydis and Harald break it off clean by the first episode. Freydis, Harald, and Leif split up from each other after they escape Olaf. Freydis goes to a refugee camp / city called Jomsburg for Vikings of the old ways. Harald and Leif go to When Freydis arrives in Jomsburg, it's very welcoming and very nice. But then this plotline takes a dark turn, as we learn that this camp isn't all it's turned out to be. The person at the head of this refugee refuge is extremely dictatorial. He has a certain hatred for these refugees, and it was really interesting. Hercor even steals Freydis' newborn child and says that it was a gift from the gods, and makes it seem like she died in childbirth. Because he looks at all of the refugees like their property, as well as being irreplaceable, that leads him to do some erroneous things. And him getting stoned to death by the refugees was just... it was just... mwah, chef's kiss.
Because I like order. And I love you.
He's just a straight up menace, and I really liked him as a villain. I also think that this storyline did a great job at making me like Freydis this time around. I mean, with someone like Hercor, it's kind of hard not to do. Compared to Lagertha, I still don't think that she comes anywhere close, but this season was able to make me at least care about her and her eventual baby. So, all in all, I thought this storyline was good. Well done. Now, easily the best part about Season 2 is what I like to call the boat crew. This band of misfits was just so refreshing. I love when stories are able to bring different characters together who otherwise wouldn't be involved with each other at all and make you love them. This entire boat crew was just so fun and entertaining to watch. The different aspects each character brings to this Vikings universe was just so invigorating. I mean, the way they get you to care for these band of misfits isn't hard or complex. It's actually quite easy and simple to do in writing. But so many TV shows and movies overcomplicate this. Give our characters a common foe and a common goal. So in this case, that common enemy to begin with in this storyline is the despicable slave master. And the common goal is that all of our characters are trying to reach Constantinople by boat, hence the name Boat Crew. Our boat crew does their best to try and cooperate with the slaver, but it's obvious that they just can't. We don't respect the slave master, and neither do our characters. Boom! Already, we relate to these characters on a personal level. See, it's not hard. When the boat crew team up to ward off a bunch of bandits, we feel a certain level of nervousness and excitement because we want these characters to be successful. It's not brilliant, and it's not difficult. It's basic writing, and I'm so glad that this storyline turned out the way it did. Every member of the boat crew that dies is extremely saddening, and you feel it too. And you can feel that the rest of the boat crew are pretty upset, but they know that they have to continue on, which just adds more fuel to the fire of love. And pretty soon, you just fall deeply in love with these characters even more. I was genuinely surprised with this storyline because of how they were able to make us care for the boat crew, which, you know, Vikings Valhalla and Vikings in general, they aren't really good at doing that at times. Another aspect of this show that I think they improved on was Leif Erikson and Harald Sigurdsson's relationship. There are multiple times in this season where they are both helping each other through their problems, and in season 1, they tried to make it seem like Harald and Leif were brothers by the end, but it just didn't feel that way. And I think that maybe because the two actors just didn't have that great of an on-screen chemistry, but it seems that they've improved that a lot. Because by the end, they actually do feel like brothers. They keep each other in check and even save each other at different points of the season. Leif's love interest this time around was way better. In the last season, there was Liv. And the only reason we cared for her is because Leif cared for her. But in season 2, they again do a better job through the character of Miriam. And when she inevitably dies, it's sad. But not just because Leif is upset, but because we're upset. The boat crew was amazing, and I love how well they handled these characters. Vikings Valhalla Season 2 was great, and I am actually praying that Netflix doesn't axe the show. Please, Netflix, don't axe the show. It's actually getting good now. And now that I said that, they're gonna axe it. They're gonna f***ing kill it. I really want to see more seasons like this one. But that's all I got for today's video. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Did you like Season 2? Have you watched Season 2? Are you going to watch it right now?
No.
Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!